You're watching WHP TV 21, and it's for you.
Live from Central Pennsylvania's news leader, this is NewsSight 21 with Gene Lefley, Roxanne Stein, Jim Buchanan's weather, Kirk Gregory Sports, and the award-winning news team.
Former hostages anxiously await their planes in Baghdad. They are heading home, leaving the past 4 months of captivity behind them. Good evening, I'm Dave Carlin. Gene has the evening off. 3 more chartered planes have left Iraq, carrying foreigners far, far away.
Those hostages are anxious to celebrate freedom. Only a few Americans are among those to leave Iraq on this plane. A U.S. official greeting the plane says it appears all Americans have gotten out of occupied Kuwait. The State Department expects the final plane to depart Thursday. It will bring home those who remain on staff at the U.S. Embassy. Lower Paxton Township resident William McQuain was among those arriving home yesterday. He's spending today resting and enjoying his time with family and friends. NewsSight 21 will visit with him tomorrow, and we'll have a report on Mr. McQuain's 4 months as a hostage at 6 o'clock tomorrow night on NewsSight 21. That hostage release, understandably, has eased some tension, but there's still no telling if we will be going to war with Iraq.
Congress has the power to send the United States into war, but President Bush has not shown any inclination to seek its approval to launch that offensive. Bush has given Saddam Hussein until January 15th to pull troops out of Kuwait or face military retaliation.
Pennsylvania Senator Arlen Specter says Congress should be involved in any decision to go to war. NewsSight 21's Derek Wilkerson spoke with the senator about our position in the Persian Gulf, and he joins us now with his report from the newsroom. Derek, as Commander-in-Chief of the military, can't the president order troops into war without any consultation with Congress?
Yes, he can, Roxanne. However, ideally, the president would consult Congress before sending our men and women to war. However, Senator Arlen Specter says sending our troops into war without congressional support would be a mistake.
It would be my hope that we will work out the matter by consensus. We've learned a bitter lesson from history that you can't have a successful war. We learned that in Vietnam without public backing.
While the United States and Iraq continue to prepare more troops for combat, hope remains for a peaceful solution. Senator Specter believes President Bush is working diligently to avoid war.
There is no question about our determination to get Iraq out of Kuwait and to find a way to defang Iraq, and we will exercise every effort we can to do it short of war.
Senator Specter says he would like to see a special session of Congress called before January 15th. That is the deadline the president has given Saddam Hussein to get his troops out of Kuwait or suffer the consequences.
Okay, thank you very much, Derek Wilkerson, reporting live from our newsroom. And those troops remaining overseas have something to look forward to, and it's arriving from our neck of the woods.
That's right. It's a Hershey candy bar, but it's a specially formulated candy bar, a chocolate guaranteed not to melt in the desert heat. Take a look at it over here. It's called Hershey's Desert Bar, and 144,000 candy bars should arrive any day to our troops in the Gulf. Now, over on this side in a small print, over here, it says special formulation for desert or tropical conditions.
I wonder how that tastes. We'll have to find out a little later.
Well, I'm sure one of the chocoholics in the newsroom, present company excluded, will be tasting it, and we'll be sure to let you know. And also, Weaver's Bologna in Lebanon County making some Lebanon bologna along with a private businessman, making it possible for the troops overseas to have some Lebanon bologna as well as some Hershey candy bars, a special treat.
Good reminders of home. And in other news today, an overnight fire in Lower Allen Township injured 3, and 2 of them severely. Now, the cause of that blaze is unknown, but witnesses say it started in the front of the house. More than 75 firefighters battled the blaze at 1122 Reina Villa in Lower Allen Township. Peter and Mary Anoka had been inside asleep, along with their grandson, Jason Bond, when the fire started. Jason and his grandmother suffered serious burn injuries. Neighbor Kathy Rupert let them in her home to get their burns treated by paramedics before they were airlifted to 2 separate burn units.
We thought it was the transformer. And when I looked out, I said, no. I said, my God, Pete's house is on fire. And then he came running out, and Pete was out in the middle of the street walking around. So he got Pete and then Mary and the grandson, and we brought them in our house. Then the cops told us to take them in. But like I said, Mary and the boy were burnt pretty bad.
The grandfather, Peter, is blind. Somehow he was able to find his way out of the house without getting seriously burned. Neighbor Walter Carbley was first on the scene, arriving shortly after 1 a.m.
Well, I looked out the side window and then I run out. I get dressed and run out. Then I moved my car down.
Before the firefighters were on the scene, neighbors pitched in to help. Walter Carbley grabbed his garden hose and began spraying back at the flames. He also kept the ground wet between the burning home and his home. Neighbors say firefighters acted quickly. They are credited with preventing a whole row of homes from turning to ash and rubble. And the cause of that fire is still under investigation.
And the investigation continues this week into the suspicious murder of a Dauphin County woman. The body of Ann Church was found along a Virginia highway in Rockbridge County last week. Published reports say a search of Church's Lower Paxton Township home turned up what's believed to be human blood stains. They allegedly were discovered on the back steps of that home. Dauphin County District Attorney Rich Lewis says investigators couldn't discount that death occurring closer to home. No suspects have yet been named in that search for who may have killed Ann Church. And there's an investigation into inhumane breeding farms for dogs, and it centers here in Pennsylvania. The National Humane Society says Pennsylvania is becoming the new center for so-called puppy mills. The group says inspectors found unsanitary conditions at 25 breeding kennels in Lancaster County. The Humane Society wants consumers to boycott any animal produced in these so-called puppy mills.
The state has created quite a burden for long-term health care providers. Up next on NewsSight 21, we'll take a look at the financial crisis and what it could mean for nursing homes.
Plus, is it an officer's right or an invasion of your privacy? Up next, the controversy over police-enforced breath tests.
Dear Toro, your new CCR Powerlight snow thrower reveals a total disregard for the small businessman. A snow thrower that weighs 36 pounds, it handles a foot of snow? What happened to fair trade? Free enterprise. Be assured, if you continue to sell the new CCR Powerlight snow thrower, you leave me no choice. You will be hearing from my mom.
Get great savings on the new Toro Powerlight snow thrower at these dealers.
Well, I'm ready for Christmas.
So is People's Drug. Just look at these half-price Christmas specials.
Bring a warm holiday glow to your windows with single light chandeliers. Half price this week only. Bring your Christmas tree to life with GE Miniature 50 light sets. A great half price special. Add the beauty of satin or glass Christmas ornaments to your holiday decorations. Half price all week.
Happy holidays from People's Drug.
Deep down in your soul, with fashion, fun, and value, make you lose control. With style and selection is what you want to see, and you want it with excitement and some common courtesy. Now listen to my story, there's just one place to be, Capital City Mall. We've got shopability.
That cough sounds bad.
When her littlest patient is coughing, it's the biggest thing on Mom's mind. So now there's new Robitussin Pediatric Cough Suppressant, formulated just for kids. The long-lasting cough medicine with a great cherry taste, from the brand more doctors and pharmacists recommend. And since Robitussin Pediatric gives such effective cough relief, both the patient and the doctor can rest comfortably. New Robitussin Pediatric Cough Suppressant, recommended by Dr. Mom.
The Cumberland County coroner is performing autopsy today on the body of 3 teenagers killed yesterday in an automobile accident. Initial reports say Steve McHugh drove through a stop sign and struck another car. He and his passengers, Troy Stover and Jeff Deal, were pronounced dead at the scene. They were not wearing seat belts. 2 girls traveling in the car that was hit were wearing safety belts. They're in stable and fair condition this evening. One reason for the autopsy, to determine who was indeed driving and who indeed ran that stop sign. Each year, 1/2 million people suffer injuries in alcohol-related traffic accidents. Yet, of every 2,000 drunk drivers, only 1 is likely to be arrested.
Tonight, NewsSight 21's Susan Hensel reports on a controversial new method local police are using to get more of those under the influence off the road.
Excuse me, there will be a training session held here.
Dauphin County's 17 municipal police departments are now equipped with a new weapon. It's called a passive alcohol detector, and it's designed to more effectively get drunk drivers off the road.
You can actually just stick it in the window of a car with the window most of the way up, and you can just push the button, and it'll tell you whether there's anyone in the car drinking.
Nationwide Insurance is donating 20 of the $800 devices to local police departments. Davis says they'll be used primarily at sobriety checkpoints like the ones conducted by state police.
It's a step in the wrong direction.
American Civil Liberties Union attorney Rick Gutman says the detectors violate our Fourth Amendment guarantee against unlawful search and seizure.
I think it's an invasion of privacy to subject people to this test without a reasonable grounds to believe that that person is intoxicated.
I don't really personally care about that issue at all because it's not an invasion of privacy.
But Gutman says subjecting motorists to the devices is an invasion to the vast majority of drivers who are law-abiding. Davis says the detectors will only be used to screen drivers and not to provide evidence in court. Nationwide says the detectors can help increase the identification of alcohol-impaired drivers by as much as 20%. But Gutman says the potential for police to violate drivers' rights will likely mean the debate over the use of the devices will have to be settled in court. Susan Hensel, NewsSight 21.
Nursing home directors say they are in the middle of a health care crisis, and they are blaming the state of Pennsylvania. The nursing home industry is not recovering from a delayed state payment. Area health care facilities like the Susquehanna Center have been backlogged ever since. The strain is apparently jeopardizing current and future operations. Some homes around the state are in serious danger of missing mortgage payments. They might not be able to afford to pay employees or take care of bills from vendors. The anger is directed at the Pennsylvania Department of Public Welfare because it failed to make payments in a timely fashion.
If these facilities are, in turn, unable to pay their creditors in a timely fashion, they may be forced to make difficult choices, such as closing their doors.
Representatives from Pennsylvania's Health Care Association plan to hold town meetings across the state. They will take place in January and February to raise public awareness, also to find solutions to the crisis.
Well, a little bit of sunshine late this afternoon helped us save the day from being too dreary. Jim's in next with the 5-day forecast.
And later in this half hour, it's official. The senators have a new home office.
Plus, Dauphin County Commissioner Carol Peters hits the campaign trail with a running mate. We'll be right back with that and more.
If you see news happening, call the NewsSight 21 tip line at 1-800-537-TIPS.
Ladies, the perfect Christmas gift for the man in your life awaits you. A gift that says style, a gift that says quality, a gift that says I love you. A gift from David Martin Menswear. From sweaters and sportswear to business suits and fine neckwear, introduce your man to the other man, David Martin. For the merriest of Christmases, it's David Martin Menswear. Scottsdale Plaza, Harrisburg, Center Square, Elizabethtown, York Mall, and the Lancaster Shopping Center.
Cowabunga, dudes! Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are Ninja Turtle days at Boscov's. This Ninja Turtle satin Christmas tree ornament, sold everywhere for $5, is yours free with a $35 or more purchase. Take home one of these great-looking Ninja Turtle Christmas stockings, a $20 value for only $6.99, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday only during Ninja Turtle days. Boscov's is the place to get all your teenage Ninja Turtle gifts. Merry Christmas, dudes, from Boscov's.
What do you say when you think of real, old-fashioned, hot from the oven, hand-carved roast turkey with all the trimmings? Country Oven Real Roast Turkey Dinner. What could possibly make this Country Oven crab cake any better? Serve it with a legend, the Country Oven Prime Rib. The crab cake and prime rib combination. Taste two legends tonight at the Country Oven.
The whole family's here.
The new carpet. Are you going to live in fear of your new carpet? Or are you going to buy the carpet with a 5-year warranty against wear, soil, and dirt?
Surprise!
The carpet's called Worry-Free. Worry-Free. It's more than just stain-resistant. It's totally worry-free.
Worry-free carpet available at Esses & Sons Carpet, Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg, and Chambersburg.
Well, it seems like Election Day was not too long ago, but already some candidates are getting a jump on the next race for Dauphin County Commissioner. Democratic incumbent Carol Peters and running mate Anthony Petrucci announced their campaign intentions today in front of the courthouse. They are highly critical of the current majority on the commission, who they say don't practice sound management or accountability to the people.
When they ran for office in 1987,
They campaigned on what they called a blueprint for lower taxes. Well, guess what? They lost that blueprint and found a different one because Sally and Russ raised real estate taxes 28%.
Peters and Petrucci say they'll create a voluntary panel of financial experts, and that panel would review county contracts and other financial decisions. They say they'll also work to improve the county's parking, traffic, and congestion.
Well, if you were out and about at all this morning, I know at one point it looked like rain, and then the sky got that snowy gray, we might call it. It was too warm for the snow, but it did stay a little cooler.
Yeah, it certainly did. You're a good observer. With corduroy-looking kind of a sky, herringbone-looking, and that's usually, you know, associated with snow. But it wasn't quite cold enough to snow, but it's certainly a lot colder than what we had thought today. I think we'll get a little bit milder for tomorrow. Set outside now, the obelisk over at Italian Lake, and this shot was taken at about 4:30 this afternoon. And we had a little bit of sunshine popping through, but for a good part of the day, yes, we did have a lot of cloud cover. And the temperatures didn't get very warm at all. In fact, 39 was all the higher we got the mercury up there today. 31 for the low so far. 42 and 27 the normals for today. 6 degrees, record low back in 1968. Temperatures across the region now, 33 in Millersburg and in Newport. 36 Lancaster, 37 in Harrisburg. And the spread across the state, it's actually milder out in the western part of PA. Pittsburgh at 47 degrees, a wind coming off the Great Lake, Erie, and it's causing Erie to feel a little bit milder, 39 degrees. And then from there, we go to 30 in Brantford to Scranton at 30 degrees as well. Outside our studios now, we have mostly clear skies, temperature 37 degrees, and winds out of the east at 3 miles per hour. The humidity 45%, the barometer holding steady, 30.22. River stage is at 5.77 and falling. And here's what happened, essentially, if we go to the surface map. High pressure up in Quebec gave us kind of a northeasterly flow of air today. Now that, in combination with warmer air coming this direction, we have what we call the overriding effect, and it causes a streak of clouds. Those clouds formed just before daybreak, so the cold air near the ground never had a chance to really start to warm up because it was trapped there. And although some areas of Pennsylvania did see some sunshine, it was a little bit milder in some spots today across the state, and we did have some sunshine popping through, but it was too late in the afternoon to get the mercury really up there very mild at all. And it was very mild in the Central Plains, where they got more record-setting highs in the 60s. There's a front coming through California where they had a little bit of precipitation, but our latest radar scan shows no precipitation there at all. There is some shower activity mixed in with some snow from Montana and lake effect snow in western New York. The overnight lows tonight, well, not quite as cool, perhaps, as is normal for Pennsylvania. There'll be about 30s for overnight lows. Very cool on the north central plains, only in the teens there at spots. And tomorrow, we'll have more sunshine popping through and a southwesterly flow of air. And we'll see the mercury up there to about 54, 55 degrees, and that is definitely above normal. This front's going to slide through here on Thursday, but just give us a bunch of clouds. That's about it. And then the system that's getting together in the southwest should give us some rain just in time for the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow above normal, mostly across the state will be in the 50s, and you see a horizontal kind of band, temperature bands here. That indicates that the jet stream is in a west to east kind of flow, and that will remain that way for the next couple of days. Here's our forecast for tonight. Mostly clear skies, down between 35 and 31 in the next few hours here. Daybreak weather should be mostly clear. Temperatures spread about 28 to 32. And here's the 5-day forecast for you. A lot of sunshine for tomorrow, more than today, and 56 degrees for the high temperature. Variably cloudy on Thursday, 53. Sunshine back Friday, 50. And then some precipitation should be heading our way for the weekend, but not much. And certainly with temperatures in the 50s, it won't be snow. So we're still working on that idea for a white Christmas. I still have a feeling that if we're, okay, we're staying mild and no big storms yet, that the timing will be right, that by the time Christmas gets here, bing, we'll get one.
We'll get belted.
That's what we wanted. Thank you very much, Jim. Well, Doug Sivko's in next with sports, and the Raiders go on a scoring rally all in the first quarter. We'll have the highlights.
And area defense workers make holiday wishes come true for some needy children. Don't go away.
The Money Store Prime Package is here. For a limited time, homeowners can celebrate the holiday season with a home equity loan as low as Prime.
Prime? Hey, you can't beat that.
Imagine fixed rate as low as Prime.
What can I do with the money?
Pay off credit card bills, buy a new car, anything you want.
Trust the Money Store to give homeowners a Prime package when they need it most. But it all ends soon, so call the Money Store right now. 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Hi, folks. Charlie and Thorndike for Ford Chevrolet in Camp Hill.
Shop us today during our end-of-the-year inventory reductions. We have a $10 million new and used car and truck inventory, with more arriving each day. We must sell 200 vehicles before the end of the year to make room. Now, if you've been waiting for the right deal, a deal too tough to turn down, see the Nobody people today at Ford Chevrolet, just off Route 15 beside the Capital City Mall, Camp Hill. This huge inventory has given Thorndike a huge headache.
It happens while you sleep.
A kiss? Not yet, honey.
Millions of bacteria form in your mouth.
A kiss? No.
So you wake up with the worst breath of the day, morning breath.
Oh, honey.
Morning breath with Scope. Antiseptic Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
How about that kiss?
Where's my kiss?
Kiss me, you big lug.
Scope. Original mint or peppermint. The best thing, first thing in the morning.
Now, the Diamond Sweets Collection, a sampling of delectable diamonds. So tempting, so luscious, concocted to satisfy a woman's craving for elegance. Heavenly, exciting, nurture the consuming passion, diamonds. Look for many other extraordinary designs in the Diamond Sweets Collection.
See the delectable Diamond Sweets Collection at Musselman Jewelers.
As a minor league baseball facility, it's top-rated, and now it's going to be even better. Today, Harrisburg City officials dedicated the new Riverside Stadium Sports Complex. The facility replaces a collection of portable trailers, which were used for home and visiting teams and to expand concession areas. Now the new home for the Senators team is located just behind home base. This afternoon, Harrisburg's Mayor Reed made another announcement that 2 more developments are slated for City Island. A beach house will be restored, and a carriage house will be remodeled for the mounted police and for public carriage and sleigh rides. Look for both new attractions sometime next year. More fun on City Island. It's so nice over there.
I hope it doesn't sink, though. I mean, the thing's getting heavier with more stuff they put on it.
Certainly. Speaking of the minor leagues, though, getting into sports a little bit here with Doug Sivko, looks like how the contract talks going.
It's looking better now. Apparently, it looks like things are going to work out. Minor league owners across the country are expected to vote on a pro baseball agreement Thursday, one already approved by the major leagues. Now, odds are the bitter dispute over the contract will be approved by the minors. But a lot of fans probably didn't know the government was putting pressure on the majors to resolve the differences. Pennsylvania United States Senator Arlen Specter actually called Commissioner Fay Vincent earlier. Specter told reporters today that he was pushing for the Senate Judiciary Committee to look into the baseball bickering, and he let Vincent know about it.
Is that there are major league teams across the country, and especially in Pennsylvania, and Harrisburg, and Reading, and Scranton, and Erie, and Williamsport, where there are very substantial public investments, multi-million-dollar investments, multi-million-dollar economic impact, and then the interest in fans in seeing minor league baseball. A lot of fan interest, including mine.
Specter says he feels certain his talk with the baseball commissioner accelerated the recent signing of the major league contract by the majors. And who says arm twisting is all bad? Well, if you liked lots of points, you had to like the Raiders-Lions game last night. This one was one of those calculator contests. Hope your batteries were good. 35 points were scored in the first quarter alone. Detroit's Barry Sanders scored 14 of those on his own. This 35-yard scamper happened on the 3rd play of the game. Raiders kept the pace, though, with Bo Jackson. This is 55 yards of speed and power for a touchdown. Nothing slowed down late in the second half. Rodney Peete trying to rally the troops of Detroit. He has the first down, but he fumbled the ball. Ball goes backwards. Raiders took over and held on to beat Detroit 38-31.
We weren't prepared for anything. You know, we didn't know what to expect. It's tough. As I said earlier, anytime you face a team like this, you know, once every couple of years, it's going to be different. It's going to put a strain on your defense. And we were just fortunate enough tonight that we matched them, you know, play for play.
We were down in the first 5 rounds. Yeah. It's like a fight. We were knocked down 3 or 4 times in the first 5 rounds. And we just kept getting back up.
With the win, the Raiders improved to 9-4. The Lions fall to 4-9. Baseball news, other baseball news. The Pirates signed free agent first baseman Gary Ritas to a 2-year contract. No word on the money. Ritas batted .234 last year with 6 home runs and 23 RBIs. He's platooned with Sid Bream, who signed as a free agent with the Atlanta Braves last week. Sixers put it on the floor tonight. Philadelphia travels to Florida to play the Orlando Magic. Now, Orlando is anything but magical on the basketball court. They're only 5-15, but the Sixers lost to them twice last year. And finally, in hockey, the Flyers take on the Capitals from Landover tonight. We'll have pictures at 11.
Okay, thank you very much, Doug. Well, Hanukkah is underway. It began at sundown this evening, and the celebration marks the Jewish victory over Syrians and the rededication of the Temple of Jerusalem. Now, area Jewish residents marked day one of the 8-day event with the lighting of the menorah this afternoon at the steps of the state capitol. Today's ceremony is just a taste of even larger event tomorrow at 4:30. It will take place at the same spot at the entrance of the Capitol.
And another festive note tonight, many of us, of course, get together for parties and family gatherings during the holiday season. But another note that we all know about, not everyone gets to enjoy such traditions.
In fact, if it weren't for the good hearts of central Pennsylvanians, many children would not have a happy holiday celebration at all. NewsSight 21's Liz Giuliano takes us to a very special party for less fortunate youngsters.
This is a very special day for the more than 100 kids who are guests of honor at the Navy Ship's Parts Control Center. It's a day many will never forget.
It's really fun. You get to meet lots of new people, too.
About 4,000 civilian and military personnel at the base are responsible for the children's smiles. For months, they plan, organize, and raise $40,000 to support this annual tradition.
Everybody I've talked to, this is my first year as a chairperson of it. Everybody I've talked to since I've been involved in it, it's just amazing the support that's there. And it doesn't seem to matter what they have to do as far as taking their own time to do it. Everybody's very willing to, and keeps the morale up real nice.
During the day, the kids were entertained with caroling, clowns, and special treats. They also received lots of individual attention from the staff and personal escorts.
You could play games, and you could watch cartoons, and you could get your face painted.
Of course, the highlight of today's party was the arrival of Santa from the North Pole. Each child received a quilt, winter coat, shoes, clothes, and plenty of toys. And family members not invited to today's event also were remembered. Each child visited Santa's secret workshop to select presents for relatives. Liz Giuliano, NewsSight 21.
Those are real bundles from Santa Claus.
I was going to say, quite a lot of loot there for those kids.
It's a lot of work to help the children. That caps off tonight's early news. We thank you for joining us and starting off your evening with us. We hope you join us again at 11 o'clock tonight.
And for all of us here at NewsSight 21, have a great night, everybody.
Good night. More than 75 firefighters battled the fire at 1122 Reina Villa in Lower Allen Township. The occupants, Peter and Mary Anoka, had been inside sleeping along with their grandson Jason when that fire started. Jason Bond and his grandmother suffered serious burn injuries. Neighbor Kathy Ruppert let them into her home.
We thought it was the transformer. And when I looked out, I said, no. I said, my God, Pete's house is on fire. And then he came running out, and Pete was out in the middle of the street walking around. So he got Pete and then Mary and the grandson, and we brought him in our house. Then the cops told us to take him in.
A new study